Company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. We're going to be doing another demonstration, lights out demonstration. This is to show you exactly that, a lot of the demonstrations I've seen on gray screen paint mixes and white projection screens, especially do a lot of those in dark environments due to the fact the screens do not pull up proper images or can't pull up proper images in a fully lit environment. And usually they will stay to dark or poorly lit environments. But I'm going to show you even in those dark and poorly lit environments where the screens are still failing extremely hard. All right, so let me close my door here so my cat doesn't try to think he can sneak down there and cloak into darkness. As he usually tries to do. And we'll start off. That. All right, so as I said before, I watched a lot of demonstrations of these screens, in dark environments, claiming to be able to pull up beautiful images, colors that don't fade and wash out. And even with the projector calibrated, they're still bringing out a washed out image. Now, the screen we have here in the center, the largest screen, is a product that I made called MyMix. That is black and white paint. In the center of that screen is Crow's Metallica Mix, right in the center of it, right there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there in the center of the screen. The screen we have behind it is a white screen with a 2.0 gain. You can get these at Amazon. This is 150 inch for $48. And then the motorized projection screen is coated with a Black Phoenix ambient light projection technology. All right, so got the remote control here. Let me see where the controller is for the gaming system, and we can begin. Can I figure out exactly where I put that at? Yep, right here. All right, perfect. All right, we got everything we need. So yesterday, got a lot of emails, and people were quite shocked on how much light was reflecting off their screens. And yes, quite a lot that reflects off your screens. Especially those of you who had dedicated theater room setups. If you have a white screen or a gray screen there, you've already basically you're going to have to redo your screen because you were reflecting way too much white light in that environment. All right. Usually, they would probably have to, if we weren't in the picture, they would have to go near Black Diamond or one of the other bigger companies that develop darker screens. And this is going to cost you a lot of money. And I mean, a lot of money. I mean, it's going to be $5,000. Just some of them are just $5,000 for 100 inch. If you're over 100 inches, you're expecting to pay about 20, maybe 20 grand, or maybe a little more than that. But you're going to pay. All right, so let's begin. So we got the color red being displayed in the center. Mind you, my product, the larger screen, is made out of black and white paint, which I call MyMix. And the screen we have in the middle, if you can't see it, right there, that's Crow's Metallica Mix 2.0. That's the one that was discontinued due to the fact that we had videos of it surface. We had videos of the product being made for free on his channel. And he removed the video. He removed the, deleted the video and removed the product altogether. Which should have been done if he didn't have any proof showing that the product he was selling was different than the product he was giving away for free. That should have been done from the door. All right, so we're showing the color red. Let me get the remote control. Bring my screen down. And this also answers the question, I've been getting questions about people asking about, can I paint a motorized projection screen with it? Yes, you can. I think I must have rolled the screen down multiple times throughout the entire video. So as you see, the screen that's coming down right now is our technology. This is painted with the advanced ambient light projection Black Phoenix. It's a black projection screen that's producing a red level that high. But not only producing a red level that high, blocking out the excess light that will be reflecting off your screen. Even if you don't have a dedicated theater room, you're still going to have white light bouncing all over the place. This is what's going to happen. Now we're going to turn around, take a look at Mr. Mannequin, which is right down on top of the projector, which you can't see right now. It's a mannequin head up there. We're going to bring our screen up to show you exactly how much light that even the gray screen paint, even though it's gray, is going to reflect just as well as the white. I'm going to because I want to see this myself, so I can get a lot shot of this. So as the black screen goes up, the gray screen and the white screen is going to be reflecting a ton of light back at Mr. Mannequin over here. As you can now see, there's a mannequin head right there. That's how much light's coming back at you. So, in this one, we have a lot to talk about because, as I said before, I don't know which one's more disturbing. The fact that the black and white mix that we have here on the largest sheet is matching this product, which cost me $107. Or the fact that both are reflecting tons of light all over the environment, and neither one of them are picking up proper color. Which means with either one of those screens right there, you're definitely going to have to calibrate your projector, because they're not picking up the color red. Now watch all the light around the screen disappear. And this is a huge wake-up call for those of you who have dedicated theater rooms. Now, we have to give credit to Screen Innovation, because Screen Innovation was the first one to do this demonstration, and they were the first ones to do it. But it just goes to show you at the end of the day, like I said, their technology is going to be around $5,000 for a 100-inch. This one right here would cost my customers $224. And that paints up to a 130-inch screen. So look at the environment, look how much light is blocked out. Not only is it blocking out the light, but you are picking up a solid red color. Isn't that interesting? Look at the reds on the my mix, which is my black and white product made out of black and white paint. Look at it compared to the technology of the black screens. And mind you, like I said, as you're looking at this, we have Crow's Metallica mix right there in the center of that screen, which shows you that the product, as I said before, that was made in the previous video, which we'll put a link at below so you can watch the video for yourself, of making the product in black and white, clearly shows that it does the exact same thing we make it ourselves. All right, so let's change out our colors. Let's see if we can bring something in that we'll bring out the color blue. There we go. See, same thing reacts to blue. It reacts to every single color that I'll pull up. So you have several things that are going to happen here in the demonstration. Number one, the white screen is going to reflect way too much light. Some of you still have white screens. I don't know why, but some people have white screens. Maybe it's because when you go to Amazon, you see the demonstration on a white screen. It shows you this beautiful image. It shows this family sitting around this well-lit environment, and the screen looks incredible. No, those screens are absolutely trash. They're trash. If you have a white screen, it is trash. I've had people tell me that I have a white screen, lights out, looks incredible. No, the screen is trash, literally. It is trash. They can't pick up white level. They can't pick up contrast or anything. They can pick up a white level, but they can't pick up contrast or color. So all you're doing is picking up white levels. Now you look at my mix at the bottom on the larger screen. I think it's a 5x5, and then you see Crow's Metallica mix, which you can't even see because, as I said before, it is the same thing as black and white paint. It reacts the same way. Now, let's get the personal mix, which we need to do in the demonstration also. We have that here. Now, the reason why these demonstrations are being done, because as I said before, these are test results that were never displayed in its demonstrations. You let me know if you've ever seen this demonstration ever displayed anywhere in any of its demonstrations. You haven't. So when you do lights out demonstrations, they're supposed to be thorough, and they're supposed to be to show you exactly what you're getting when the lights are out. Not a demonstration with the lights out and me showing a demo from LG and just showing you a bunch of pretty colors across the screen. That's not a lights out test demonstration or demonstration. These are what they call lights out demonstrations. Projection screen companies do them all the time. All right, so I'm going to take Crow's Metallica mix right here, and we're going to put this, personal mix here, and we're going to put this one right at the top. My screen's going to be here. I'm going to put it under my screen so that way I can roll my screen up and down without it basically hitting that screen. So that's the Metallica, that's the personal mix. So personal mix at the top, Metallica mix at the bottom. Okay. You see how much white light we're pushing around the environment. Nice and bright. So at the end of the day, this is what it comes down to. If you have a gray screen or a white screen, even a light gray screen, even mid-gray screen, mid-gray gray, because the Metallica mix is kind of like, it's a little darker than the personal. So it doesn't make a difference what color you have. The bottom line is what's going to happen is when that projector hits that screen, you're going to reflect white light everywhere. Not only that, you're going to reflect too much white light, but your screen also too is going to fade even faster. And this is with the lights out. We're not doing lights on. If I do a lights on demonstration, these screens will get destroyed in here. Our technology is designed to be able to work in ambient light. None of these screens are designed to do it. These screens will fade out if I turn the lights on. So now we're in their element. And even in their own element, their screens still fail. Does that look like blue to you? Some people will look at that and honestly think they're looking at blue. That's not even blue. So when you watch these demonstrations of people displaying these screens on these particular surfaces, you're not seeing blue. You're seeing a washed out image. Even if the projector is calibrated, it's still washed out. My projector is not calibrated. And that's a jet black screen. Watch the environment, the excess light disappear. And you still maintain the beautiful blue at the same time. So what's more damaging? The fact that the lighter screen paints, as I told you before, they're obsolete. I told you that they're obsolete. They're obsolete on so many levels, it's not even funny. Those of you who have this painted up in your dedicated theater room, you have a failed setup. You have a failed setup. Your projector is only producing 30 to 50% of its capability. That's it. In a dark environment, your screen still fails because you are pushing off too much white light. And the more white light you reflect off that screen, the faster your colors wash out and fade. You're not seeing blues, you're not seeing greens, you're not seeing yellows, and you're definitely not picking up contrast. So what did you just paint to your screen in your theater room? Beautiful setup, horrible screen. So you took the time and research to pick out the perfect projector and calibrate it for that screen, and you still have a failed setup. And here I am on an old 2014 $270 Chrissy projector that's not even calibrated, still in factory settings, and I'm still producing a better image. Let's go with purple. There you go. Didn't make a difference what color I choose. Screens won't be to pull it up.
Para cortes, quemaduras e infecciones en la piel, Vitacilina. ¡Ah, qué buena medicina!
See that? When the screen came down in the commercial came back to life. Let's go over to, let me see. Let's get something brighter than that. Oh, and I forgot to add one thing to it. And I forgot one more thing I forgot. Mind you, this is a black screen, so keep in mind, these screens right here are supposed to be to turn my technology dark so you can't even see it. I know. When I say that comment, we have people that leave the room. Those are crow boys that will get very upset because they're expecting for my technology to come up so dark you can't see it. Oh, no, it doesn't work that way. Our technology works. That's why every demonstration I can do is live. I don't do much pre-recorded. I don't have to. I do live demonstrations because I like to show you how things are working in real time. So mind you, keep in mind, you see that big screen right there? That big screen? That's my mix. That's my product. That's my product made with simple black and white paint. That's it. Crow's Mix is right in the middle of that. You want to get close? I'll show you. Can you see it yet? Can you see it yet? There it is right there. So I made this large screen right here using my product called My Mix that cost me $15 a gallon to make. That's it. $15 a gallon. That's it. Screen in the middle costs $107 a quart. Told you to react the same way. I'll let that sink in for a bit. For those of you who have this product sitting on your wall, you walk over to your wall and you think about how much money you just spent for a product that you literally could have went to Home Depot and made it yourself easily with no problem. And the shipping cost would have been free. Okay. Just want to let that sink in a bit there for you. See, the interesting thing about that particular product laying there, there's a video attached to that one. I'll put the link below so you can educate yourself and watch it for yourself. Because in the video, it shows the individual who made that product, making it for free, showing him making a black and white product on his YouTube channel that is no longer existing because he deleted the video. And the paint itself doesn't exist anymore. It's not on his website. You can't find it. So those of you who had that particular product, and it's a lot of you have that product, you bought a product that basically would have cost you next to nothing if you went to Home Depot and made it yourself. That's a Metallica Mix 2.0. We have an unboxing video of the product. If you want to put the link to the unboxing video too, you can see that too. So those of you who have that product, just let you know that you got fleeced. You paid $107 for a product that would have cost you probably under 20 bucks to make. And if you don't believe me, well, then I'll put the link of the video below. If you want to go see it, some people can't handle the truth. They can't handle the truth. It's a little too much. You paid $107 for something you literally could have went down and made yourself. But we'll put the video in of showing him making the black and white product. Same black and white product we made here on the larger screen. Same black and white product that's right there in the Metallica Mix, right there in the center of the screen, which you can't see because it's blended into my screen. Okay, let's move on. Oh, and by the way, even though it's a screen, My Mix, it's actually producing too much white light because you can see behind you, look at Mr. Mannequin. Can you see Mr. Mannequin? You can see him perfectly fine, right? That means we're pushing off too much light. Let's bring our screen down. You know what's interesting about this? Look at the technology in my screen. It's black, right? If you notice, it's producing the same amount of high white levels as the My Mix and Crow's products at the same time. Not the Personal Mix. The Personal Mix is too light, so that's going to fade out automatically next to our technology. But look at that. But yet, my screen, when it comes down, can produce the exact same bright level. And this is going to blow your mind here a bit. Hope you're sitting down. Can produce the exact same bright level as the gray screens underneath of it. But yet, it can basically block out the excess light that basically would be flashing up around your walls and ceilings, which would cause a bit of a discomfort zone. This light's flashing right back at you. So this is just the colors. when you have something like white light or something's going to flash, that's going to flash right in front of you. You'll see. I'll show you some demonstrations of some light flashing at you. But it's interesting how our technology is dark and can basically cancel out the light around it, but also too can maintain a bright enough image to match the lighter screens underneath of it. You ever look at that? Including the white screen. See? So this is how you do a lights out demonstration. This is how they're done. Not like I said, not like someone putting you in the dark and saying, look how pretty the colors look. Look at the contrast. No. This is how it's done. Let's get some other demonstrations in here. We have a little contrast in there. Interesting, for a black screen, it produces this amazing white level, doesn't it? Yeah, Phoenixes have insane white level capabilities. They also have outstanding contrast capabilities. Look at Crow's personal mix at the top of the screen, completely washed out. Black screen, neither one of the screens can pull contrast over equal to a black screen, even in the dark. You're seeing shades of gray. That's what you're seeing. Against the white screen, this screen paint against the white screen, you would think you were seeing a black contrast level. You're not seeing a black contrast level. You're actually seeing shades of gray. But you think you're seeing black, but you're not seeing black. Just shades of gray. Until we take a black screen and we lay it against it, then you see exactly what you're seeing. Only a black screen can produce a contrast level. That's why when he made the comment about the Cinemax being able to produce a contrast level equal to a black screen, that's a lie. That's why when we tried to order the Cinemax 4 times to bring it down here to show you this demonstration just like this, orders were canceled. That's why. Because you can't produce that. It's virtually impossible. Black again, right? Because the white screen's there. When the black screen's there, now you see gray. Smoke and mirror trick, that's all. That's pretty much what it is. about demonstration versus certified technology. Let's see how much white light these certified projection screens, gunmetals, they're designed for. Let's take this out of the equation for right now. Come back to this later on. It shows you that no, the mixes will not do it. Sorry, but they won't. That's a waste of your time. Even with the UV mix, as we all seen, does not produce a proper white level. White levels are very dirty on the UV mix. We've seen that already. So let's see what happens on a white screen surface versus a certified screen that's designed with ambient light projection technology versus our black technology lights out. Now, I said before that, when it comes to these particular surfaces, you have a kind of reflective surface to allow them to produce a higher white light, because even though darken the surface, they're going to lose some contrast capabilities. That's why they put the reflective surface to make up for what they're going to lose when they darken the screen. So here we have the daylight screen. Look at the contrast levels on that. I told you the technology works next to white screens. Now next to our screens, that screen would come up looking pale. It wouldn't be the pickup next to our screen. Now, if we put this next to a white screen, that screen's going to produce a good contrast level. That screen right there, my friends, would cost you around $5,000 for 100 inches. But as you can see, it pulls a contrast level. But that's not black, that's actually gray. Let's take the Dark Star 9. His name, we're going to call him the individual, because the bottom line is when you cancel 11 cancels, we don't even mention your name anymore. We call you the individual. That's it. There's no point in mentioning your name. You can't back up your product, and therefore you don't deserve any credit for whatever it may be or whatever it could be. I mean, you can't back up your own work, so we don't mention your name anymore. That's the end of that. Why mention your name? You can't even ship out a product. You have no pay for your work. Dark Star 9 by Elite Screens. Like I said, when he did the demonstration against the Dark Star 9, all he did was show bright colors. He showed no contrast levels whatsoever, due to the fact that the Dark Star 9 would have been able to produce much better contrast levels because the screen is much darker, and that's what Dark Star 9s are designed for. Better contrast. And that's something he failed to show off in the demonstration. He only kept the very light, bright colors because he knew the screen would do better against the Dark Star 9. You faked the demonstration. Poor demonstration. Very poor demonstration. There you go. That's Dark Star 9. Yeah, interesting about Dark Star 9. There we go. There's the Dark Star 9. I want to get the Dark Star 9 more in that star field area. Let's put it over here. I want to give it a fair right next to the star field right there. There we go. In no way, form can any individual can pick up a contrast level one whatsoever, and they can't do it. It's a shame we're doing this with lights out, but just to show you exactly, even in the dark, your screens are still failing horribly. All right, so let's take these off real quick. As you can see, those screens are pulling contrast as they're supposed to do. That's what they're designed to do. Let's see if we're going to go over here and get the remote control. And these screens can cancel out light. They do have, because they're darker screens, they can cancel out excess light, all that. Comes with a price. These screens are very expensive. One is $3,000, one is $4,000 to $5,000. Like you said, they can pull pull contrast low. The thing is that when I do demonstrations, usually I'm doing demonstrations, I'm putting these against my screen. Next to my screen, they don't pull contrast. So everything comes back to life with the black screen. You just saw the parallax or parallax. I butcher it every time, but you just saw that screen against a white screen, right? Produces an amazing contrast level. This is what happens when you stick it against our technology that produces a 100% black level. Like I said, they test their screens against white screens, but I can see why, because most establishments that they're walking in are using white screens. So they can walk into a store and go, hey, look, this is your product, this is what it looks like, this is what we can do to your screen, blah, 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 sign contract, they got the deal. Now we can walk into an establishment where their screen's hanging up and say, look, nice screen and all, but this is what our screen looks like next to theirs. Blah, 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 sign the contract. Now you see what I'm getting at, right? I can go, now I'm going to be offline. I can walk into any one of those establishments where their screens are at and dominate their technology, because my technology was designed against their technology. They engineered their technology to go against white screens. I engineered my technology to go against their best screens, which means offline, I can walk into any establishment that their screens are in present, and I can basically display my technology, which will be 10 times more advanced than theirs, because we designed our technology to actually outperform their screens, which makes our screen the dominating screen. Now you see the strategy plan of it all, right? The whole entire time I was doing the demonstrations online was to be set up for contracts offline, which means we can walk into any establishment where their screens are being displayed, and we can actually overshadow their screens with no problem. Because meanwhile, while they were testing their products against white screens, we were testing our products against their very best. See? There's a plan behind everything. There's always a plan behind everything. Anytime you see me doing demonstrations and test demonstrations and stuff like that, there's always a bigger picture behind it. That's why we had so many sample sheets. It wasn't to prove that our screens were the best. It was to basically to have technology that we could take offline and dominate any screen out of the market. They can walk into any establishment and they can produce an image better than a white screen. We can walk into the same establishment where they're at and we can produce a better image than them. And for way less money. Okay, now let's move on from there. That's not about the end of the demonstration. We have to use extra tape for this because my son doesn't stick to us. And at the end of the day, my customers are getting a screen that would cost them, on the market, if they got one of these and they see $5,000 or $3,000, they're getting a very, very good price for a screen. We save them thousands, not hundreds, thousands of dollars. We get to stay up there. If we can get to sit there. My screen's very funny. It's a weird screen. Tape does not stick well Isn't that interesting? So let me get this straight, Mr. Bird. The technology you have here on development that you developed basically produces better color than a $4,000 to $5,000 projection screen, even in a dark environment. Isn't that interesting? See, when we engineered the technology we have, like I said, the reason why we have so many sample sheets, number one, yeah, I went to see if my screen was better than the rest of them. But number two, as I said before, if I decided to take my technology offline, and if I had to go toe to toe with any of these screens, I could dominate them with no problem whatsoever, which means I could actually take over contracts that they previously have. That would make me a serious threat to them. Now, me being a small guy, and then here, I'm pretty much couldn't do too much damage to them, but having a major contract sitting behind my back that's willing to push me anywhere I need to go, and the fact that I can walk into any company that maybe have a contract through them and cancel out your contract. Because my product is not only is better than yours, but keep in mind, I don't have the hangups that your screens have. I don't have to be stuck in ambient light controlled environments. My screens are ultra short throw compatible. I can take them outside if I want to. And the thing about it is they cost way less. My technology doesn't cost that much money. Where this technology, even at 100 inches, would cost you $4 to $5 grand, or even $3 grand. Both of these screens can't be used with ultra short throw projectors. You have to have a certain screen to use with ultra short throw projectors, and you're definitely not taking them outside. I got a cricket in here somewhere. I'll find it. I wanna see you stand up. I wanna feel your beat. I wanna hear your beating heart. I could crush your technology with the lights on or off. Not a problem. Now, this makes my screen the dominant screen now. And I'm guarantee you, the reason why the other company, mind you, we have a Black Phantom. We have a screen that's way beyond this technology right here. That's why the other company didn't want to reply back. I said, Crow, when I talk about, and I'm going to mention your name on this one. When I talk about quality and having your product tested, this is how you test and have quality product. When you can beat certified screens in the dark, that tells you right there with the lights on, doesn't make a difference. You can do it outside, doesn't make a difference. I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like grapes in the hand. I do not like them with the goat. I do not like them with the post. I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs in the hand. When I ask you why I decided that, it felt like exciting. There you go. See? Oh, white screens. I'll show you where they make their mistakes. See the white levels? The white levels are too high. That's the first thing I do. Anytime I test out a certified screen, the first thing I show is the white level. The white level tells me everything I need to know about the screen. It gives me information. What you see is you look at the screen and go, oh, well, the first time I did this demonstration, I remember somebody came in the room and they go, oh, look how dim your white levels are. No, that's actually a good sign. When your white levels are literally that high, that's a bad sign. That means, bottom line is you're going to have a very difficult time picking up color and contrast. Now, what they do is these surfaces have a form of reflective surface. That reflective surface, like I said, because they go in and they basically darken the screen, they know the white levels are automatically going to drop. So that's what the reflective surface is for. But that's a bad idea. Very, very bad idea. Because then the colors don't pick up correctly. It definitely cannot pick up contrast. See? And then with having the reflective surface, they got to deal with some of the colorful, interesting things that come with having the reflective surface, like the narrow viewing cone effect, where if you turn it this side, the screen goes dark. Or bottom line, you have to have the screen in line with the projector, because if it's a little to the left or to the right, you're going to have those little dark edges that are going to pop up. And all those little things that'll pop up. Yep. But if I were to take these guys off right now, these are ambient light rejection screens. They are. They do exactly what they're supposed to do. And those you have white screens, yeah. You have white screens, your screen's not working at all. That's all to it. No matter how much you think you're seeing a beautiful image, no, your screen is completely washed out. I don't care what projector you buy, I don't care how much money you put into it, you still can't produce that image. It's not going to happen. You can have 50,000 lumen projectors, still not going to work. You can have barcode, ROM code, it's not going to work. I'll put them here. We're going to need a tape for this, but we need it for their screen. Here we go. See how they do with the lights on. Now remember, I told you about the narrow viewing cone effect, right? Watch this. That's the narrow viewing cone effect. That comes from a reflective surface. A certain company, we're not going to mention the name, has this problem with one of their screens. I don't know if the other ones have it, but I do know that what we found out was one of the screens did react this way. It's a narrow viewing cone effect, which means you have to be standing in front of this projector, in front of the screen, in order to view it head on. You cannot watch it at an angle because it turns dark. That's one of the things I noticed when I watched the demonstration of the screen, that they didn't do any angle gain demonstrations. I'll watch it again. I'm pretty sure I didn't see it. Now, I saw the one they took the flashlight out. I don't know what the purpose of the flashlight is for. I guess it's supposed to show you how the screen's projecting ambient light, but it's a flashlight. I mean, you're going to have more light in your environment than that flashlight. So I don't know what the point of that would be altogether. Now we get in the front of it. See the color of it now? That screen has to lay perfectly flat to the surface. We'll take another turn. We'll start off here, and we'll make a turn here, and it turns dark again. The viewing angle on the Darkstar 9 is actually much better. Much, much better. So you'll see the red line right here. See the red right there? So there's the red there. And as we start to turn, you see it right there. Still maintaining. But then when we turn to the side, I get my shadow out of the way. As we start to turn, it starts to turn dark. That's what they call narrow viewing cone effect. Now see how the Darkstar 9 still maintains its red. So Darkstar 9 has a pretty good angle gain to pick up, especially using that reflective surface. You know, the argument I would get off this, I guarantee the argument I would get off this on a forum site would be that, well, you're not using a 4K projector. You're not using a top-of-the-line projector. So let me get this straight. In order for me to get that screen to fire off right, I'm going to have to buy me an expensive 4K top-of-the-line projector to do that, and still have to go in and calibrate the very same projector I spent all the money for and put it in the ambient light controlled environment? What's the point? If my screen's not having that problem, then why should yours? And yours costs more than mine. Look at the red levels. And I've got them right in front of the projector. We're using 5000 Chrissy projector. The red levels are still off. A lot. Oh, they're off by so much, it's not even funny. That's not red. I don't know where in the world I could be going wrong here. I mean, the projector's right here behind the back of me. I don't know where we could be going wrong. And it's always going to say, well, you got to I'm not calibrating jack, because you shouldn't have to calibrate a projector in this decade in time. You shouldn't have to. Let's see. Where's the remote control of this stuff? Let me bring my screen down. So they're not seeing red. That's a wake-up call right there. That's a huge wake-up call. That's even worse. I don't know. It's actually even worse than having the lights on. It's literally even worse. If you're not picking up with the lights on, it's supposed to be ambient light rejection. That's supposed to be. Matter of fact, they're gunmetal screens. That's what makes it worse. Now, if it's a lighted screen, I can see. Those are gunmetal screens. These screens are designed to pick up better contrast levels. But then again, they're going against the black technology, so you can see where that's going. Let's get our lights back out again. Oh, that's a big wake-up call right there. So they produce a better red with the lights out. But then again, in the demonstration, we are using more light than they're using in their demonstrations. We are much more light. Much more light. I don't want to be standing in front of this when this thing comes on. Ugh, trying to get blinded. Now they're picking up a better red. So they have to be used in ambient light controlled environments. Yep. Because about the much light I had in here, keep in mind in the demonstrations I watch these screens and we're using actually more light than they're using in the demonstration. So there yet they have to be using ambient light controlled environments. Because there's no way in the world they're going to pick up this much light we have in the environment without the screen having some complications. Right. Let's see if the narrow viewing cone effect takes place in the dark. All right. Stand here. Ugh. That's not good. That's definitely not good. That's definitely not good. So yeah, it does have narrow viewing cone issues. Even in the full, even in the dark. Wow. It's more of the most expensive screens up there. It's having that issue. Okay, let's display something off of it. Where's the controller at? Controller. Oh, please, only have to start losing stuff in the dark now. Let me see. Chances are it's probably on the floor. It should be on the floor back to my chair. It's not. No, got a bottle of water though. All right, people, give Ken a minute. Ken, first time displacing something downstairs, which I never display stuff in my shop, which means it has to be somewhere real close. Good thing I get a light on it. Let's see where I left it at. There. Quick, in my chair. Not here. All right, let me go pop my lights on. Somehow I lost the controller somewhere in here, which is weird. Oh, right here. Never put stuff in this area right here. I train myself not to put stuff in that area. Bad place to put stuff at, over there by the sofa. Okay, dokey. All right. Just put some on. That's way too loud. Okay, so something a little more colorful. Let's see. Can we get the... My controller's a little bit buggy today. Can we get TCO? I want the TCO. No. Here we go. Thank you. That's what I wanted. That's never good. That's not good. I told you before, because like I said, we put the screens against our screens, they can't produce a contrast level. They come up looking gray and white. They're reflecting way too much white light. This is what I want to see. Not so much the horse, the background to where the horse is at. People don't understand, when you watch an OLED demonstration, the backgrounds behind OLEDs are super jet black. And everything else is basically like it pushes the image out. So let's take those particular sample sheets and let's put them on the background to see if they match the screen's black that we have right here on the screen paint. Any other time you didn't want to stay, now you just want to stay this time. Okay. There you go. That's that reflective surface, that's what it is. It's supposed to be black. Now you look at an OLED TV, that background is black. It's supposed to be black. It's not picking up the same black background as the Phoenix is picking up. And as for the white screen, well, the white screen's not picking up contrast at all. Some people will look at that on a white screen and go, oh, yeah, that's contrast. No, that's not contrast. That's not even close to it. Not even close to it. If it has a kind of a tannish kind of look to it like that, it's not picking up contrast at all. Right there, that's Crow's Personal Mix right there. I know you're looking at that thinking, well, that's cool in contrast. Nope, not even close. Look at the bottom half of the screen under the horse's belly. You see the black background? See how it's coming up on our screen, jet black? See how it's coming up on the bottom of his? It's not even picking up at all, period. If it's not picking it up there, it's not picking it up anyplace else. Just like the other certified screens, when you put it on the section where basically it's supposed to produce a solid black level, it's not pulling it up. If it can't pull it there, it's not going to pull anyplace else. This is the stuff we see in video demonstrations. When I'm watching an OLED demonstration, I'm not looking at the horse moving back and forth. I'm looking at the background on where the horse is being set at, because that background is super jet black. It's actually a different shade of black than the actual horse that's being displayed, so the horse can stand out from the image. That's what I look at when I look at a contrast level. So if you look at the video, you will notice that the background is jet black. Now look at the color of the horse. The horse is another shade of black. There's multiple shades of black going off in the demonstration. Look at the woman's leggings. Different shade of black. The saddlebags, different shade of black. It's multiple shades of black. But the background of OLED demonstrations are done super jet black, so everything else pushes through. So in order, when I watch a demonstration, if I see that discolored tan look to it, that certain shade of color, that's how I know that you're basically not pulling a contrast level. And people say, well, how do you know? Look at that. I'm showing it right there to you. Look at Crow's product right here. See the belly of the horse? Look at the belly of the horse. Now look down below the belly. Now look at the side of our screen right there where it shows the black background. It's supposed to look just like that. There you go. There you go. See? You got a whole lot of stuff. You got a whole lot of stuff. When someone telling you, dude, you're seeing contrast, I sit there and start laughing like, no. When he does the demonstrations, he's seeing, I said, no, you're not seeing contrast. You're seeing shades of gray. That's what you're picking up. When he did the demonstration with the OLED horse, I can clearly see in the demonstration the discoloration that was popping up on the screen. Even with the lights out, I can see it. Your black levels are supposed to look like that. See the different shades of black they have in the demonstration? Look at the mane on the horse. Look at the leggings, different color, different shade of black. Multiple shades of black are popping off on the screen. Then you look at these screens down here at the bottom, they can't even pull the black level for the background. It's not pulling up. Look at this product right here. He can say, oh, I'm pulling the contrast level. No. And if your contrast level comes up like that, automatically from the door, it tells me that you're pulling up gray. It's not pulling up black. I can tell that just by looking at your videos. Or any other videos, or any other company who's claiming to say they're pulling a contrast level. If you pick up a certain tone that I'm used to seeing on screens that can't pick up a contrast level, I can tell right there from the door. That's how I know a screen, if it's going to be to survive or not survive when it comes up here. If it's going to be to go toe to toe with our technology. Vivid Storm, I saw their stuff and I was like, that's pretty good. But when I saw that contrast level pop, I was like, ooh, nope, it's not going to pass. And I said that none of the screens can pass up here, anything we have up here. It's supposed to be black now, it's supposed to be black. Not supposed to be that color. At the end of the day, like I said, it's your dime. That's how it's supposed to look. See the difference? Look at the black background. Look at the multiple shades of black that are going off on the horse at the same time, including the bright red on her outfit. That's what you should be staring at. When you look at an OLED demonstration, you're supposed to look at the background first. Then you look at the rest of the items that pop up. Because you can't match that background, that clearly tells me that you're not picking up on anything that's popping up in that demonstration. That means that you can't pull proper contrast, it means your colors are going to be off too. And you're pulling up too high of a white level. They would have your focus on the horse. Nope, my focus is not on the horse. My focus is on the background of the horse. That's why when you see me sitting there going through his YouTube channel and you hear me saying, are you freaking kidding me? Like y'all think this is a screen, really? Yeah, that's what I see. Washed out, faded images, bland colors, washed out contrast levels, washed out color. Y'all have no idea what your projectors are supposed to look like. That's the sad part about it. Some of y'all have some really amazing projectors and you're not even getting close to what your projector is capable of doing. Got New Year model projectors. I had an old projector behind me, and my projector can produce a better image than yours. Comes down to the screen at the end of the day. Unless you got a knockoff, then it's basically your projector. Look at it again. Look at the background. Spending all this money for the expensive, overpriced projectors just to go have to calibrate them and stick them in the dark. And like I said, I'll do these demonstrations all day. I could fire up the same demonstration on all my screens, even one up on the ceiling, and walk around in a fully lit environment, go outside with no problem whatsoever. But we had to do a lights out demonstration because there's so many people that are bent on believing that just because they're in the dark, their screens look amazing. I'm telling you, even in the dark, your screens are horrible. Not to put you down, but it is. Your screens are absolutely horrible. When I watch people's demonstrations, it's like, why? What in the world? Like, you're missing so much from your projector. You don't even have to spend the money. And some people go out and they go out and spend the money for a more expensive projector because they think it's the projector's fault. No, ain't nothing wrong with your projector. You don't want to spend money to upgrade your projector just to have the same crappy image, but slightly better. Just slightly crappier. That's all. Then you go and you calibrate it. You go through all that nonsense just to end up with a somewhat still better picture, but still it's crappy. At the end of the day, it comes down to your screen. Your screen makes and breaks your theater system. That's what it does. As you can see here. Now you're seeing real contrast, real black level. Oh, and by the way, my projector has a 3,000-to-1 contrast ratio. That's it. That's all it has. Doesn't have 20,000, doesn't have a million, doesn't have any of that. 3,000-to-1. My black levels could beat your screen. Again, if you had any one of those screens up there, and you had a projector at 50,000-to-1 contrast, my projector behind me at only 4,000-to-1 could blow your screen clean out of the water. Your whole setup, I could blow it out with no problem. I produce a better image than yours, easily. So the guy who came in there was talking about he had the Dark Star 9 on an edgeless. Big deal. I have the Dark Star 9 here. This Dark Star 9 right here. There's my projector. Blew his screen clean out with no problem. In a fully lit environment, lights out. Produce better color, contrast, no problem. Boom, done. It comes down to your screen. Gotta appreciate the black levels, man. The contrast is everything, man. Contrast is everything. If anybody sits there and tell you that, oh, but light gray screens, no. Contrast is everything. And nowhere in the world, these big companies, man, LG spent billions of dollars on black technology. If you look at your TV right now, what color is your TV right now, your home? Is it gray or is it black? Your computer monitor that you game on, gray or black? Your cell phone, what color is your screen, gray or black? There you go. Even the very cell phone you're watching this on, the technology is black, not gray. Ah, the brightness. Good gracious. That's not that black, that white splash off. Let's get something else on here. I'm gonna do let's see. Oh man, this is gonna be brighter than a mother jumper. This is gonna be real bright. Yeah, that's gonna be bright. We do that with the UV. The UV doesn't push up for jack. My goodness, that stuff is bad. That stuff is really bad. Whew, that stuff is bad. Anybody got sunglasses on? I hope you do. He's gonna get blinded. You see all that light pushing out all over the place? Huh, man. Phoenix White Technology coating. Is it impressive? I told you when we developed the Phoenix has the highest white level. Right at between when we had the Nova 17, the Phoenix white levels were actually higher than Nova 17. They can cancel out all excess light around the environment and still maintain a beautiful white level at the exact same time. I sat there and told you, when we were showing the technology off, the lights on, you think it's impressive with lights on. This technology with the lights out is absolutely amazing. Now let's go add more light to the environment. Ugh, bright lights. This is going to definitely give me a migraine. I already came from a headache yesterday. I was going to do a demonstration yesterday on gaming, but the lights would have triggered it off all over again. I'm going to buy me some sunglasses. All right, so we can all see that the bottom line at the end of the day, you know, even with the certified screens, you can only do but so much. You can. Like I said, they still do what they're supposed to do. They still produce, and these screens are designed to produce contrast. Against white screens, they do exactly what they're supposed to do. They are actually an improvement over white screens by far. A lot. Next to our technology, not so much. Wait. Before we do this one, this is what I want to do. We'll go back to this one. I want to do that UV mix again. That right there, that I can't get over how dark that stuff is. I mean, that stuff is really dark. It just shocks me that you really didn't test this stuff out properly before putting it on the market and selling it. So that's something you shouldn't have done. You know, you're supposed to, anytime you do a dark screen paint, you're supposed to test the white levels. It's very important that you test those white levels. Because those white levels can mean the business of somebody turning on the projector and the screen coming out too dark. So you have to have test demonstrations of you doing white levels. We do them all the time. Like I said, we have several white screens. We have the 0.9 white acoustic screen by Elite Screens. So you have to be able to display your white levels. And the fact that our screen is black, our screen is black, his screen is a dark gray. The fact that the black screen is pulling a higher white level than the dark gray screen, which the dark screen should be pulling a higher white level, but it doesn't, clearly shows that that product has nothing in it. It's just basic black and white paint, or pretty much they can't do it in black and white because that'd be impossible, because you would have to put a ton of black in there to change that white pigment over into a black screen or a dark gray screen. It pretty much, it'll either be a dark gray and added white into it, or it would be a black added white into it. They start the base off with a darker base and then add white into it to make it a little bit grayer as they go along, using that as a toner instead. But that's all that's in there. I can tell just by looking at it, there's nothing in it. There's no glitter, there's no silver, it's nothing. It's just basically a black and white mix. That's all it is. That's why the levels are coming so dark. And for those who are gonna sit there and say, well, Ken, you don't have, yeah, watch when I bring my screen down. Mind you, again, I'm gonna explain to you, my screen is jet black. It's not gray, it's a black screen. The product that we have here, which is his, is a dark gray, which should still have an advantage point to pull a higher white level next to mine. But I'll show you. They love this one on my forum site. They freaking love this video. See, the reason why my screen's not producing that same dark level as his, because my technology is designed to read white light. Which means when we tell you that we can code our screens to be able to see white levels, we weren't joking. That wasn't something I was just running off at the mouth. I can back it up. So if you look at my screen, look at the skin tones. Look at the multiple layers of white levels. Look at her skin. Even takes white levels even to make the pink in her lips. Any high color that you have in there, that you're seeing, basically requires a white level. Look at the glasses, look at the hair, look at the skin tone, look at the shirt that she's wearing. All different shades of white to make those particular light colors. But if you don't have a white level in your technology or your product, everything comes out dark because it can't read the white light that's coming from the projector, as I'm showing you right here. Perfect example. That's how I know when I look at the product that I can see and I can say that, good gracious, you didn't put anything in this. You basically just mixed the black and white paint together and marketed it off as a UV mix and sold it that way. How else would you explain it? I told you that when you're developing technology, you have to show a difference. You have to show a difference. Now, what he does is he does this product on standalone screens, which means a standalone means he has a screen by itself with nothing to compare it to. I'm going to be using these demonstrations from now on. We're going to exploit this, the daylights out of this. And I am going to exploit the daylights out of this because it's just another nail in the coffin of people who basically are naysayers against our products. They're going to sit there and say, well, your screens come up dark. Yeah, that's an interesting theory. Now, when you're watching my screen, basically that's darker than the product that's laying up against the white screen, producing a better white level. And not only producing a better white level, it cancels out all the light in the environment. Because pretty much it can make contact to reflect off the walls and still maintaining its bright levels at the same time high enough to be able to erase that black spot in the middle. Yeah, that definitely was not tested at all, period. No testing at all. There's no other excuse for it. There's really no excuse for it. White screen. At the end of the day, I told you about white screens. If you had a white screen, it's an automatic fail. White screens don't pick up anything at all. We'll do some demonstrations versus white screens. That's how dirty the color's coming up. Next to white screen. That's very dirty. Notice I don't have to stand up on top of the screen to show you the difference between my screen and his. That's very dirty. See the difference? See that black stain on that car? Oh, man. That's why I tell you, Crow Boys, when you come into my channel, right in the carry on, you have no idea what you're talking about. You really don't. You have no idea what you're talking about. And you bragging about you had this screen paint. Well, I wouldn't brag about it anymore now. After these demonstrations, I wouldn't come on here bragging about the product. I really wouldn't. Because even in your element, this is elements being in the dark, we can come into your environment, your element, and show you exactly what your screens are actually feeling. Yeah, that's a crying shame right there. Should never have colors that dark and that dirty. Somebody has not been testing their product. Really hasn't been testing the product correctly. And he's gonna come up all dirty. Every last one is gonna come up dirty.
We've all had some time to think, to imagine.
It's a bit of an eye opener for everybody. It's an eye opener for people who have the expensive screens. It's an eye opener for people who have white screens. It's an eye opener for people who have his mixes. It's an eye opener. I've been telling you for the longest time the product was obsolete. But I guess it doesn't work unless we have to go into your element. We have to go into your environment and your element to show you exactly what is missing from your screen. Because we can do this with lights on all day long, and people will sit there and go, well, I use my screen majority with the lights out. Well, now I'm showing you with the lights out. I mean, your environment right now showing you why your screens are failing horribly. What I'm seeing on my end, and now I'm showing you what you're supposed to be seeing. Look at that black dot in the middle of the screen. And then for you naysayers, I guess this is a really hard day for you because, like I said, all that trash talking about how our technology is supposed to come so dark. I find it interesting that our screen is canceling out any light that hits around the screen. It doesn't have the ability to splash all over the place and still maintaining its white levels with no problem. Even producing a better white level than Crow's UV Mix. White screen right now at $48 for 150 inch on Amazon is producing a better product than the Crow's UV Mix because you can't see white light. It's like Mickey's Magic Brush. What's a video game? But his magic brush and paint things in. That's what it looks like. With our technology coming over top of that screen. I'm buying one of these motorized projection screens. And now you see why I don't own TVs. Why would I own a TV? Technology is freaking amazing. That's why I have so many screens throughout my entire house. Don't need to buy a TV. For what? Technology does all the work. Go to eBay and buy all the old projectors I want, and nobody else going to buy them. I'm happy no one's buying them because I can have as many as I want, and I can have an amazing looking screen. I don't have to spend all this money. Yeah. I don't know why the first thing that popped. I don't know why. He doesn't look like the character. It just popped in my head. Groundkeeper's Billy. I don't know why it popped in my head. I was looking at that. Look at that. White screen is pulling out a better skin tone than this product. No testing. No testing. No. It's amazing. It didn't do any form of testing. Look at this. Watch this. All right, I don't make the demonstration too long. Pretty much, if you didn't get the point by now, I don't know how other ways to explain it. We did certified screens. You can see exactly how that reacts next to our technology. We did a demonstration in the dark, which we don't do a lot of those, but just showing you exactly. Number one, the gray screen paints and the white screens reflect way too much light. There's light splashing all over the place, which you shouldn't be going through. Those screens are supposed to absorb all that light, keep your area nice and dark, and still produce a very bright and beautiful image. The UV mix, contrast levels are good, which it's a darker screen, but the white levels are absolutely freaking horrible. I mean, absolutely horrible. The fact that our black screens produce a high enough white level to overshadow that nonsense is unbelievable. It shows clearly he did not do any form of testing whatsoever on that product. The other screen paints you have here, like I said, produce too much white light. They can't pick up color correctly, and they definitely can't pick up contrast correctly. So like I said, our technology is the dominating technology on the market. I'm not bragging, but it's the truth. You saw the demonstrations. It is. And the most affordable, well, actually, yeah, the most portable screen on the market. Now, mind you, the same demonstrations you're seeing here are the same demonstrations that are being displayed on with our technology. When big companies come in and they look at our technology, this is what we show them. All right, well, we're done here. I mean, pretty much, I guess I'll do a white screen demonstration next because I've been dying to do one of those. There's so many people have white screens. We'll do one of those demonstrations on a white screen. We'll do a couple demonstrations, movie demonstrations, contrast demonstrations, and so forth from there. Yeah, my PS is right there. Now, we got containers coming in. They should be here today. If you're interested in the technology here, which is our Black Phoenix technology, I think it was a good idea mounting the screen down here and putting the screen behind the back of it. But at least it allows our customers to be able to see exactly, what they're getting, especially if your lights are out. Because some people feel that their lights are out, they're still maintaining a beautiful image. I'm like, nope. No, you're not. No, you're not. You'd be surprised how your image looks with the lights out. With the lights on, even worse. This product right here, personal message to you, Crow. You need to pull this off your website. This UV Mix needs to be pulled off your website. You should not be selling this. This is really, really a bad product. A very bad product. Again, like I said, my screen's jet black. And the fact that my screen's jet black and it can pull a higher white level than this right here, and this product comes up that dark, that's not good. That's not good. You need to pull it off your website. You're misleading your customers on that one. Like I said, it pulls the contrast level equal to ours? No, not really. Not really. I gotta get ready. That World War Z is coming out on the 19th. Yes. Setting up for it already. I got ordered both copies. One for PC, for my PC screen upstairs, and another one for my console. All gamer paint. Let me check on something real quick. Here it is. That's something you should not be selling to your customers. You need to pull that from your website. That's absolutely horrible. You need to pull that from your website. Literally, you need to pull that from your website. Until you take it back, do some more testing on it, whatever you got to do. That should not be on your website.
God isn't here anymore. What exactly is the plan?
So y'all can get an eye opener. I'm gonna leave this at the last one. Usually an eye opener. You need to pull this from your website. And anyone else, if you buy this, this is what you're gonna get. It can't pull a white level. And that is really, really bad. That's coming out like that. This is why we were requesting, the first time I saw it do this, we did this test. We did this test against a signature 17. Signature 17 had matter of fact, his product had the 2.0 Elite screen, which we have upstairs, a PVC screen on his side, and on the other side we had the Signature 17 with several white sheets of paper, and it had a 0.9. So we had the darker screen, number one. We had the higher gain in white levels when it came to a screen, two projectors side by side, and that's when I noticed that your product was not pulling up a proper white level. And that's when we requested 2 months back that you go and do a white level demonstration test live on your channel to show the white levels on the screen. It was never done. You did a standalone demonstration with the screen by itself. Nothing to compare it with. So now we're here in the dark, showing everyone the bottom line is the UV Mix product does not have the capability to produce a white level. It's going to come up extremely dark on your screen. Look at that. Now, it's one thing to make a statement about someone's product, and that's something I don't like to do. If I make a statement about your product, you can guarantee 100%, bar none, my product will be in there with yours. Side by side. I don't do demonstrations off to themselves, no, side by side, with no problem. That's absolutely horrible, man. You did not test that product in any way whatsoever. Your product can't see white levels. Now, anytime you develop a black screen, or any kind of dark screen, white levels are always going to drop a tad. But accusations that you made that our product basically could not produce an image that was unwatchable, literally, which is interesting when you made those statements that your product literally is unwatchable. It comes up so dark. And the fact that we're using a darker screen to produce higher white levels to wash out your screen, that doesn't make any sense, man. This is just a bit of a mind baffling here. I can't believe your product is actually producing that dark of an image. And as you can see, the white screen already, the white screen is not giving you any detail. You can't see any detail. 5,000 lumens in the white screen will wash your white screen out. That is really, really, really bad. This is why when we requested 2 months ago for him to do those demonstrations, they were never done. Because even he knew the screen had problems. I doubt he even addressed them. only with white levels. Your reds are too dark. I just thought about something. That would be a cool demonstration to do for tonight. So we're going to do a demonstration, Phoenix Black versus widescreen. Now mind you, if our screens are supposed to be so dark, unwatchable, and can't see them, that means that a widescreen should be able to produce a better image, which I kind of spoiled. We're doing the roses already, but you know what I'm getting at. If our screens are supposed to be so dark, unwatchable, now mind you, this is on Crow's Products, his review, his products. He's supposed to be a professional in his field. He's supposed to do honest demonstrations. So mind you, a white screen is always going to produce a higher and brighter color. We're not a higher and brighter color. It's going to produce a higher, whiter level, right? So if that's the case, that means that if we put our technology against a white screen, it should be able to turn our screen so dark you can't watch it. Wouldn't that be the same thing? It would be lighter than his product, wouldn't it, being white, right? So how is it possible we're doing this demonstration, even the white screen is not even turning our screen unwatchable? So that's why I said you gotta stop lying so much, doing cheap demonstrations like that, because whatever you have on that sample sheet, that's definitely not ours, but I would sure like to have some of it to bring over here to do some testing against our products on white levels. Let's go over here for a minute. Let me test them for a minute. Yeah, we're going to have to do some just the white screen. I already know that UV mix doesn't work. There's no point pressing anymore on that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. No, I butchered that one. I wonder. You hope you have sunglasses on, people, because you're about to get blinded. Yeah, blinded. Good gracious, I could not imagine watching a movie on a white screen. Even the gray screen, y'all reflect so much white light. Look at this. Look at the background of my workshop. Look how much light is pushed over. Look at Mr. Mannequin over there. You can see him crystal clear, can't you? That's how much light's reflecting off your screen. Let me bring my screen back down again. Yeah, that UV mix is bad. That's bad, dude. No, UV Mix can't pull contrast, not next to black screen. It doesn't pull contrast and it can't pull white levels. Watch, I'll show you. Now, look at the screen carefully. What are you seeing? You seeing black? I know Crow Boy's been there screaming in their head like, no, it's a black screen. It's a black screen. You're colorblind. It's gray. It's not black. If it was black, and I were to put it next to my black screen, it would blend into my black screen. That screen is actually gray. Okay. It's just that. It looks black because we're putting it against a white screen. Just like if I were to take any one of those high-end expensive gunmetal screens and stick it up against a white screen, it would produce a black level. When we stick it against our screen, it produces gray. Oh, I forgot. That screen has that coating on it, that special coating. Woo! Oh, and I gotta add real quick. People have been emailing me about that special heightened technology we have. We don't add that. That technology is developed for a year, for next year. Not this year. We're just showing it off, that's all. That's for our new screens. That's what that's for. We don't put down anything new today, or anything we have now. Gray. I told you. You're not seeing black, you're seeing gray. On a white screen, you think you're seeing black, but no, you're actually seeing gray. That's what you're seeing. See? You're seeing gray. So let me get this straight now. The Phoenix can produce better color, better contrast, and better white levels than a UV. And this is supposed to be your dark product. Your light screen paints can't produce contrast levels, can't produce color, and our screens can blend right into your screens. So what good is your product now? I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful here, but you have nothing here that can compete with anything we have over here. Judging by what I've seen this stuff do with white light, seeing you develop a black screen paint would be funny. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Because you can't even get that to produce white light. And that's gray. You can imagine what a black screen's going to look like. Now mind you, just a little mental note here. I told you that black screens are more superior than anything on the market. And they are more superior. If he develops a black screen, that means I was right the entire time. Black screens are more superior. Which means by him making one proves that I'm always right. Well, not always right. That's virtually impossible. Sorry about that. I don't take that one back. I'm not always right. But it proves that I was right, that black screens are more superior. They are. And if he does develop one, then that makes him a hypocrite because you spent so much of your time downsizing black technology that you could never have one to begin with, and you could never make one anyway, but you could never have one because then to your customers, you sold them on the light product, convinced them to stay away from the black product, and then you develop a black product, you're gonna have some very ticked off people. Because they're want to know why in the world 1 minute you said the product is this and then it's that. They call it flip-flopping. It's flip-flopping, right? It is flip-flopping. Let me just real quick here. I gotta go eat. I'm hungry. Now we're going to be doing a demonstration next. We're done with the screen paints. We're done. There's nothing I can show you. The products don't work at all. We just saw that they don't work at all. But we're going to be doing white screens next because I have a lot of people asking me about white screens, about, you know, and at the end of the day, I'm going to just tell you this from the bar line. Before we start the demonstration tonight, it is going to fail on every level whatsoever. It is going to fail miserably. Now, I'm going to bring down a projector that has a 22,000 to 1 contrast ratio, and it's still going to fail. It is going to fail. White screens, those are bottom dollar screens. They just sell you those screens just for the sake of this. They make a little money off of them. They sell it to you. I don't even know why you still make them. Like, why would you still make a white screen? Why? What's the purpose of making a white screen? They got no color. They got no contrast whatsoever. Hold on a minute. Back to this one here. This is even more interesting. That is my black and white mix next to Crow's Metallica mix right there. I told you in the bottom of this video, I'm going to drop 2 links. The first link is going to show him making that product in the middle. And the second link is going to show the unboxing of the product that we got when we ordered it, which will be this container right here. So you can see we bought the product. We got it shipped over here. And at the end of the day, it matches black and white paint. We got to do some demonstrations on that next. All right, that'll be for the next demonstration. My battery's dying on my cell phone. I got to get a charge on it real quick. I don't even know where my freaking charge is, to tell you the honest truth. We're done down here. I can't explain to you any more than I'm already telling you, you know what I mean? It's up to you now. You know, if you want to go out and get yourself fleece, then go get fleeced. Where's my, where are the remote controls to my stuff here? Let me double place. Hope you were in your room, not in mine, Taco. That's probably in my room, knowing you. You're always in my room. Exactly where my remote goes. So I need my phone to watch a movie later on today. Where my remote control's at? See if we can put the system right there. Oh, no, that's not it. Sorry about that, people. I swear, I think my cat has posable thumbs because my stuff goes missing quickly. Unless I'm putting it someplace stupid again. But I want to watch some TV today. Look for the charging again. I got to do a demonstration today. Anything down here? I got the remote control for the sound system, but there's nothing here for. Oh, great. Fantastic. Oh, Taco, you see where I put my stuff at, man? In the kitchen. Yeah. That's right there. I'm gonna go put my picture in. Let me see how we did this. Remote control for that one. We watch 2 TV shows at the same time. So Kat watches his show right there, which is Mouse TV, and I watch my screen on the big screen. So I'll go put my picture back in. Let me see. Settings. Settings. Picture. All right, not even setting. My lights are going to flash. This always triggers off my whatchamacallit. So if you look right down that corner, you're going to see a TV pop up in that corner. Let's see. Let's go over to the main stuff here. I think it's on 3. It's on 3. There it is. That's how I'm putting your show in right now. So you'll be good to go. I think you're in S video. There you are. I think you're probably going to watch Fish. On the other hand, I'm going to watch something else. Ooh, I want to watch Netflix. I'm watching Netflix. You can watch Fish. Let me see. I'll put your Fish channel on. Taco likes to watch Fish on his. And I like to watch Netflix on mine. There you are, Taco. There's your Fish. And I'm going to watch 30 Rock, which I like to watch. The benefits of venue projectors.
Jack Donaghy wants to see you.
No, tell him I'm very busy.
Come in. She's very busy.
Mr. John.
All right, cool. I'm set up already. All right, with that being said, that's funny. This is the same individual.
Oh, hey, I found your lipstick.
Oh, no, this isn't mine. This is Sunset Blush. I wear Tiger Orgasm.
But it was in my apartment.
All right, this is the same individual who came on making a video talking about, oh, venue projectors suck, and now he supports venue projectors. Interesting. But anyway, yeah, so I'll explain this whole thing set up probably later on in another video demonstration on how this is done. It's a bit interesting, but the 505s, the LW505s have this capability to watch 2 screens at the same time. As a matter of fact, there's a quad on here, but I haven't figured out how to use it. I can watch 4 screens at the same time, which will come in nice handy. But this is where Kat sits at on this side. I like to watch this little TV show right here, and I like to watch my show there. All right, with that being said, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Until we come back on later in the night, because we have to do the demonstration against the white screen and our technology. And then we're not going to be outside today because it's raining, so no inflatable screen today. So I was hoping to get outside and do some more demonstrations on the inflatable. As for the inflatable screens, they're going to be available next week. We just have to figure out exactly now how much it's going to cost us to ship it from A to B. It's married well to the surface. It's not cracking or peeling. Expand with the screen multiple times. No problems with it whatsoever. It's displaying a beautiful image. I love it. The contrast levels are actually incredible. So all we got to do now is find out how much it's going to cost us to be able to ship that screen to the farthest destination, which would be California. Once we get that price, then we can actually market it, put it on the website, we're good to go. The people that we have the contract with already want 20 of them from the door, due to the fact that this is a black screen, and this is going to allow customers to be able to fire up their projectors around 7 o'clock and get that OLED looking design. Once we get it outside, I want to do some demonstrations on a white screen versus that technology to show you why the black screens are more superior when it comes to that level. All right, well, with that being said, thank you for your time. Got to go, and God bless. What do you want to eat, Taco? What do you want to eat?